we were able to kind of, let's say, it was 1 week. It was 1 week where we were able to kind of detect all this lateral traversal that happened. Okay. And we were able to kind of, let's say, contain the incident, and everything was good. Okay. We were really happy that in just a week, we were able to kind of totally flush out the malware. Okay. Now the thing is that when we looked at all these systems, we found that, okay, the malware attacker actually did something. They dropped some malware and all. In this computer, we didn't find anything. Okay, we just saw that, okay, the computer, there was a connection from the fifth computer to the computer E, but then there was nothing. So we figured out, okay, everything is fine and we are done. Okay, so this was all good. Okay, so this was like, we were very happy that, okay, we have totally eradicated the host and the system is all fine. Now, after 2 weeks, what happened? We again were seeing that, okay, from computer E, there were like communication to X, Y, Z, let's say other computers. Okay, other computers. And let's say from D, there were communication to, let's say, other computers. Okay, so we were totally confused, like, is it a new attack? Is this one a new attack? Or is it something? One second. So we were totally confused after 2 weeks. Like, is this one a new attack, or is it somehow related to the same attack? And how the attacker was again, like, is it the same attacker, or attacker has somehow again come into the system? What kind of vulnerability the attacker knows that we don't know? Like, it was totally a mess up. Like, we were not knowing how the attacker is able to kind of come in again, because the way it was laterally moving to other hosts, it was actually similar to kind of what we saw in the first week. Okay, so now thing is that what mistake we did in that real incident is that in this E computer last week, we didn't saw anything, right? Like, we didn't found any suspicious hit, no suspicious hits, but we missed one thing to check. Okay, and what the thing that we missed was, in the computer E, the attacker has actually just added one thing. Just added one thing. The attacker has actually added a scheduled task. Okay, that would fire after 2 weeks. Okay, after 2 weeks, this scheduled task will start firing. Okay, and it was having some kind of like encrypted commands. Okay, and this is something actually when we were doing the analysis, so this is something we actually missed out in computer E. Okay, we checked the whole computer, everything was good because there was no malicious activity happening. Okay, the only thing that happened was there was a scheduled task, just one line of entry in the event log, which we missed. Okay, where there was a basic, like, let's say the name of the scheduled task was Microsoft update, and we actually missed, my team actually missed that out. Okay, and what happened after 2 weeks, this scheduled task started firing up. It started firing, and it executed that encrypted command. And again, the malware thing was that the attacker was like back. Like, the malware actually started lateral traversing to other hosts, and it was like kind of pinging the, what do you say, the attacker C2 IP address. So then we came to know, okay, it's the same attacker. And what thing we missed, we also came to know about that. There was scheduled tasks that we missed out. And this is how the whole story goes by. Okay. So this is actually kind of a real incident that I was kind of handling. And thing is that this is why it is very, very important that we need to know what can go wrong during the eradication stage, so that we don't end up in a situation like this. Okay, so our whole 1 month got wasted just to kind of protect the company from one of the attacker. Okay, and one of the attacker who was using a sophisticated malware. Okay, so I hope you got an idea why kind of eradication is very very important uh, to do that in 100% confidence. And as I was telling before, that there might be different teams in your organization. There might be different teams in your organization, like let's say threat intel team might be there, threat hunt team might be there, then there might be web pen testing team, then VAPT team, let's say, or red team, for an example. So there are a lot of teams that are there in the organization. Okay. Now, these all teams, they, so this is what I was telling before. So this all team can fail. Okay. They can fail to, let's say if they are working on 10 projects, if even if they fail in 2 of the projects, it's all fine with them. Okay, it's all fine. So red team is trying to kind of, let's say, attack the company assets, and they failed on 2 of the projects. Or let's say VAPT team are kind of doing pen testing. They were able to kind of uh, detect eight of the bug, but 2 of the bugs they were not able to detect. So that's all fine. Okay, for these guys, it's all fine. Okay, but for SOC professional, like the person like you guys, thing is that if you are handling 10 incidents, 10 incidents, you need to actually handle those incidents, all 10 incidents, in a full fledged, like you can't fail. You need to kind of be successful in all those incidents. There is no actually room for error, no room for error for the sorting. Okay, we can't fail for any. Let's say this was the incident. Okay, let's say we were able to kind of, let's say we were able to, let's say in a year we were able to protect 100 incidents. Okay, 100 incidents. But this incident that I talked about, the one, let's say it was 101, and let's say we failed in this. Okay, now you can understand what would have been the case, right? The whole company might have been kind of compromised, and there would have been a major impact on the company networks, right? So, so that's the thing. For the stock professional, there is no room of error. We can't fail for any of the projects that we are handling, and by project I mean the incidents. Okay, but other teams can kind of fail, and that's fine with them. Okay, so that's what make a difference between the SOC team and any other team of the security that is kind of there. Okay, so this is all about like why eradication is hard, and I hope I gave a good example that was easy for you guys to understand. Okay, now I will now go through. There's one more thing that if you guys are able to kind of answer. So nothing is that in the, like, we will use the terms remediation and eradication back and forth. They almost mean like same thing. Okay. Now the thing is that how we can kind of make sure, how we can kind of make sure that our eradication skills are good. Okay, how we can make sure in the preparation stage that I was kind of discussing over here, in the preparation stage, how we can make sure that our eradication techniques or skills that we have are kind of good, by which we can kind of eradicate any kind of adversity from the computers. Okay, so for this I will use a link, so give me 1 second. Okay, so give me 1 second.